I promised to show you the things that I use to keep my voice in shape, and so here we go. Now, like I said in the previous video, most of the products that are marketed to fix the voice, not only are they expensive, but they're pure lies. Just snake oil and a total waste of your money. You really only need two inexpensive things to help your voice, because there's really only two things that you can easily treat fast. That's congestion and dehydration. Now, there are some studies that say that clearing the mucus out of the sinuses will also wash most of the infection out with it too, which can shorten an illness. But really, our main goal is to clean and hydrate to restore resonance to the vocal tract and moisture to the voice. So, here are the two products that I use: steam and a good sinus cleansing. So first, steam. Now, if it's not too bad, a good hot shower might do the trick. But especially if you have clogged sinuses, you're going to want to do a steam treatment. Now, also, if you're really dry, steam will help with that. Now, I said in the last video that anything you swallow to moisturize the voice doesn't actually touch your voice, so it's not going to help. Well, since you breathe in the steam, it does help. Now, I have the Mavis steam inhaler here, which runs about $40. I'll put a link to it in the description. Now, I like it because it's super easy to use, it heats up fast, it's portable, and it doesn't need much water. But you don't need to buy something like this. You can go old school too and just boil some water in a pan on the stove. Put the towel over your head and do it that way. Just be sure to remove the pan from the heat before breathing the steam. Now, if you're just trying to hydrate, that's all you need to do as far as the steam goes. But if you're really clogged up, you can also use eucalyptus oil, or I like to use peppermint oil, to help break up the mucus. Now, if you're using a steamer like this, there's a compartment for the oil to go in. If you're boiling water, just put a few drops of the oil into the pan while the water is boiling right before you take it off the heat. Now, you're going to want to breathe the steam for about 5 to 10 minutes. Two important things here. First, if you're not clogged up, and especially if your sinuses are really dry, I wouldn't recommend using any oils. That's because they can cause a little pain when they hit dry skin. So just use the steam. Now, second, while you're steaming, don't use your voice at all. The heat will puff up your voice, and you could cause some inflammation by speaking or singing while you're breathing the steam. In fact, just to be safe, it's usually a good idea to not use your voice for at least as long as you were steaming. Give your voice a chance to cool down before using it. So if you were steaming for 10 minutes, give yourself a 10-minute cool down. Now, I always follow a steam treatment with a sinus cleansing. This will clear out the nasty mucus and continue to hydrate the sinus cavity. Some people use a neti pot. I personally don't like them. They're harder to control. I use this squeeze bottle system from NeilMed. It runs about $10 at the drugstore, or some supermarkets carry it. Again, I'll put a link to it in the description. So you get a bottle and you get a bunch of saline packets, so they last quite a while. It says 50. So they recommend using distilled water to avoid any bacteria that might be in tap water. That runs about $1 for a gallon at your grocery store. So what you do is you fill up the bottle, warm it up in the microwave for about 30 seconds, add the saline packet, shake it up, and then you simply lean over the sink and squirt half of the bottle through your nose one way and half the other. I like to blow my nose after each half to help with the cleaning. Now, you may still have some drainage afterwards, so it's best to do this at least an hour before you have to be anywhere public. Now, another reason that I like the bottle is that I can control how fast the saline solution is flowing. So if I'm really clogged up, I can go slow. If I'm not very clogged up, or if I'm just hydrating, I can squeeze harder to get further up into the sinus cavity. And that's it. These two things are all you need to help keep your voice healthy. Now, I also mentioned that things like honey or oil can help coat a dry throat and promote better resonance. So if you'd like to have a lozenge or a spray to help coat your throat, that's fine. Just be sure that it doesn't include any drugs, and that includes herbal drugs too. Now, the one that I like is Thayer's Dry Mouth Spray, which is about $7 or $8, and it's just water, glycerin, and citrus flavor. Now, the glycerin is the ingredient that does the job. In a pinch, you can also go to the drugstore and get anti-snoring spray, which is also just water and glycerin. It just doesn't taste as good. Now, that's all you need to know. Follow these tips and the ones in my last video, and you can nurse your voice back to health much faster without spending a lot of money on gimmicks. So please give this video a thumbs up and share with all your singer and actor friends. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms, and you can email me with any questions. Thanks for watching. Keep those voices healthy, and I'll see you on the next video.